This morning, Madison police are busy investigating a number of home burglaries. The key clue that helped track down one of the suspects.
And new developments in a deadly Iowa County shooting. We're now learning the suspect's side of the story.
Not too bad as far as temperatures this morning, but another Arctic blast headed our way.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to News 3 Now this morning. It is Thursday, February 2nd, and you know what that means, Josh.
It is Groundhog Day. We want to start with a live look. This is in Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania, where we are waiting to see if Phil is going to see his shadow or not. We're also in Sun Prairie this morning, too, so we're awaiting both Phil and Jimmy's prognostications to see how much more winter we have. But boy, they are partying. They've been partying for like, what, the last hour in Punxsutawney this morning?
Yeah, fireworks, live music. The governor is there. Thousands of people gathered at Gobbler's Knob. So when Jimmy the Groundhog in Sun Prairie pops his head out, it's going to be right after News 3 Now this morning is over. We're going to have some live coverage from Sun Prairie coming up a little bit later. And then you can watch Jimmy's prediction from Sun Prairie either on channel3000.com or our YouTube channel.
That guy might hurt himself. He's really working it there.
Boy. Yeah, they got to do something to keep warm there, Kelly Slifka.
Burning some calories, too, yeah. Yeah, definitely cold there, but we've got temperatures that aren't too bad around here this morning.
Yeah, so we'll get back out to Punxsutawney when old Phil there is getting closer to popping his head out.
He's taking his time this morning.
He is. He sure is. He's not in any hurry to wake up from his months-long slumber.
He knows all the live TV is like we're just waiting, so he's like just
That's power. That's power right there. Yeah. He's got us all waiting on the edge of our seats. Okay, so while we wait, Kelly Slifka here in Sun Prairie, they have an excellent day because if it was yesterday or tomorrow, it would have been pretty frigid out there.
Yeah, different story. This morning, definitely not as cold as what we saw yesterday morning when we were well below zero. Now most of us are in the teens. We're sitting at 18 in Madison, and that's pretty common. We are getting some of those cold temperatures along the Wisconsin River Valley. Typically with calm winds and clear skies and cold air mass in place, you can see that, but most of us not too bad this morning. Now we do have an alert day that goes into effect really later this evening right through tomorrow. That's because some dangerous wind chills come tomorrow morning when we could see some of these wind chills about this time close to 30 below. So it's going to be one of those brutally cold start to our Friday, and it will be affecting all of southern Wisconsin. Temperatures today, not bad. We should top out in low 20s early this afternoon. We'll look at partly sunny skies. You will notice the wind switch around the northwest this afternoon, and that will be a little bit gusty, maybe up 10 to 15 miles per hour, adding to a chill. And I think already, as that sun's going down, some of those wind chill values could be below zero. Good news is some of the warmer temperatures and that sunshine did work on some of that ice that's been sitting on some of those secondary roads. So not as cold this morning. Partly sunny skies this noon, and this evening it will be turning much colder, and we'll take a look at those temperatures and see how long this cold air will last coming up.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Kelly. This morning, police are looking for two men who broke into a home posing as police officers. It happened on Indian Road in the town of Hustaford at 6:30 Saturday morning. The victim said the men were forced their way inside and claimed to be law enforcement agents looking for a homicide suspect. Then one suspect stayed with the victim while the other one searched the home asking where valuables were. The duo then drove off in this white pickup you see on your screen. If you're not paying attention, come look at it. Maybe you'll spot it on your way out this morning. Now, this happened on Saturday, like I said, but the information wasn't released until recently because investigators are following up on leads. If you have any information, call the Dane County Sheriff's Office.
Madison police say they have responded to around 10 to 15 burglary calls over the past few weeks or so. And for one case in particular, some fresh snow was the key piece of evidence.
While it can be tough for us to be out in the cold and in the Wisconsin winter climate, the fresh snow from Saturday was helpful in tracking the suspect away from the victim residence.
So it happened over the weekend on Badger Lane on the city's south side, where the victim woke up to the suspect breaking into his home. Officers later finding him walking barefoot in the snow in nearby yards rather than on the sidewalk or in the street.
A developing story now to the case against Kyle Rittenhouse. A federal judge in Wisconsin says that a wrongful death lawsuit against him can move forward. Rittenhouse shot two men in Kenosha during the 2020 protests. The father of Anthony Huber, one of the men shot, filed a wrongful death lawsuit in 2021. The suit accuses officers of allowing a dangerous situation that violated his son's constitutional rights and resulting in his death. The suit also says that law enforcement conspired with Rittenhouse to cause harm to protesters. Dates for the proceedings have not yet been set.
New information this morning out of Iowa County on that deadly shooting we've been covering. The suspect telling deputies his gun accidentally went off when he was picking it up. Timothy Sontig is charged with homicide by intoxicated use of a firearm. The sheriff's office is keeping the name of the woman a secret because her family requested it. The shooting happened last week at Sontig's home in the town of Wyoming. Deputies say Sontig was kneeling next to the woman's body with his hands up. Deputies reported he smelled of alcohol and showed signs of intoxication at the scene. Sontig is set to make an initial court appearance this morning.
Dane County wants to help you save money when you go green. A lot of folks qualify for thousands of dollars worth of incentives to go green at home and on the road. Most don't know it, so Dane County has developed a new web page to help you out. It has information on the numerous types of funding residents are available for. Home improvement projects like solar and geothermal qualify for a 30% tax credit, as well as residents and businesses qualifying for tax credits and buying electric vehicles. You can find the full story in a link on our website.
New this morning, Wisconsin is at the top when it comes to the states with best dental health right now. Wallet Hub ranking the Badger State at #1, just ahead of Illinois in that new survey. They compared to the 50 states and District of Columbia across 26 key metrics. The data set ranging from the share of adolescents who visited a dentist in the past year to dental treatment costs and dentists per capita. The District of Columbia and Minnesota round out the top 4. Well, the phrase love is love may not mean much to you, but for someone who doesn't feel loved, it could be a lifesaver. That's why a local event called Love is Love needs your help.
It's a fundraiser to support LGBTQ+ kids and teens and boost mental health resources. Our Brady Mallory reports on the passion project of a Madison man who knows all too well what happens when someone doesn't get that kind of help.
This is the kind of smile that he would have had on his face every day.
Have you ever met the kind of person who just makes the sun shine?
He just exuded happiness and kindness.
John Sims says that perfectly describes the love of his life and partner of 16 years, Garrett Trinrud.
Bigger than life personality. If he walked into a room, he's the kind of person that lit it up.
Here's the tricky thing about light, though. It does a really good job of hiding the darkness.
He had some demons.
Sims says a childhood trauma and his brother's suicide led Garrett to turn to drugs and alcohol. He found treatment after years of struggles with addiction and eventually got sober. But it was too late.
The drugs and alcohol were really hard on his body. He passed away as a sober person, but he'd done so much damage to himself over the time, so.
And just like that, John Sims' light went out. Garrett died a little more than 5 years ago. Cut to now, and Sims is sharing his story and a spark of hope for others.
This is kind of bringing my community together.
Sims co-founded Love is Love, an event at the Overture Center to support mental wellness and healing for LGBTQ+ kids and teens. All the money it raises goes to Child and Adolescent Psychiatry, or CAP, at Unity Point Health Meriter.
We don't see kids here that are doing well. A lot of kids that are coming here are obviously struggling to the point where they need really intensive services.
LGBTQ+ kids and teens are especially at risk. According to the Wisconsin Department of Public Instruction, 66% of K-12 students in this group reported problems with depression. Nationally, 45% of this group contemplated suicide last year, according to the Trevor Project.
The numbers are very scary, and I think that's what speaks to the importance of this event.
The goal of Love is Love is to affirm LGBTQ+ youth and boost local mental health resources here at CAP.
This is really a gift to the community that really continues to need support and love and safeness and security.
Sims believes access to that when Garrett was younger could have made a big difference.
So this was the sunset, the night that he was laid to rest.
Even when the sun sets, Sims and the Love is Love event prove you can find the light again and shine it for others who are in the dark.
As long as we keep somebody's memory alive, if we keep them present, they're not really dead. I know he's happy that we're doing this event.
That was Brady Mallory reporting. Love is on Friday, February 3rd. That is tomorrow. That event is already sold out. This is in its second year, already raising more than $215,000. 6:09 right now coming up. It is almost the weekend in the 6:08, and we have a preview of some of the happenings across southern Wisconsin.
And let's go back out to Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania. So we believe they are getting really close. I mean, really this time. I believe sunrise is coming up here in about a minute or two. Let's go ahead. Sue Gallmeyer, our lovely director back there, could you fade the music out? Let's take this full if we can. And take it live out to Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania, Gobbler's Knob, as Phil the Groundhog is about to give his prognostication on whether or not we'll see a few more weeks of winter.
They're doing the chant. I think we're getting close.
Look at all the people out there who've been waiting so patiently for hours. Gosh, Josh and I were just talking off camera about what a party that it's been there. There's T-shirt cannons, confetti, pyrotechnics, fireworks, live music performances. All really early in the morning before the sun even comes up.
Are like 30,000 people expected there today of a town of just 6,000 people. So that just goes to show how many people really pile into Punxsutawney for this celebration. I mean, one of the biggest days of the year for them.
Ladies and gentlemen, won't you please give a rousing welcome to the inner circle of the Punxsutawney Groundhog Club.
Here you go. We'll let you watch this live as the events start to conclude here as we get to the big finale of Groundhog Day out in Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania, Gobbler's Knob.
Will he see his shadow? We'll find out here.
And a reminder as the inner circle makes their way to the podium that Jimmy the Groundhog in Sun Prairie is set to make his prognostication at 7:11 this morning. So that is right after News 3 Now this morning ends. We will carry it at channel3000.com and on our YouTube channel live. So we'll poke our head in a few times. We do have a crew in Sun Prairie this morning. Our photojournalist Mark Schilling is waiting patiently in the cold for the festivities to get underway here locally. So you can watch as we check in there from Sun Prairie and online. As again, Jimmy the Groundhog in Sun Prairie is going to make his prognostication at 7:11 our time.
You know, the pressure's on. I'm always curious to see which groundhog is going to be accurate, because there have been times that Jimmy and Phil are on opposite sides of the spectrum when it comes to if they see their shadow or not.
Yeah, so who trumps who here?
I don't know. I mean, I've got faith in Jimmy since he's the local one, but he has also taken an ear off before.
Well, yeah, that definitely did happen. Well, not took it on.
Well, not took it on.
A little nibble on the lobe.
Just a little bite.
Just a little love nibble. Okay.
I think it is happening.
Everything here in Punxsutawney happens so quickly. It's like as soon as they bang on the front of that stump, they pull it out and they read the deal, and then it's over. I would hate to go to commercial break and miss it all after we've been teasing you for so long this morning. So let's listen in live from Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania.
My name is Thomas Dunkel. I am president of the Punxsutawney Groundhog Club. Welcome to Punxsutawney. Welcome to Groundhog Day. How many guests do we have here celebrating Groundhog Day for the first time? Woohoo! Nice. How many guests 2 or more times? Welcome back. Now this next one's going to surprise you. How many groups are here celebrating somebody's Groundhog Day birthday? Amazing. Happy birthday. Mr. Vice President.
Yes, sir.
Will you please introduce the members of the Inner Circle?
My pleasure. The men standing before you are tasked with hosting this great holiday year after year, and we want to acknowledge them. There are current and past members here. I'll start with our former presidents and former members, including past president, Mr. Bill Dealey, Digger Odell. Mr. Tom Uberti, Big Windmaker. Butch Prushnok, Cold Front. And our current board, Butch Philibert Iceman. He's been entertaining you all morning. Give it up for the Thunder conductor, Dave Gelati. Rob McCoy, Downpour. Jory Sirian is Daybreaker. Dr. John Johnson, Chief Health Man. Also joining us this morning was Jason Grusky, Big Chill. Say hello to Pat Osakowicz, Ozone. Pat Cassidy, Head Huntsman. Jeffrey Lundy, Fairweather Man. Two new members, Josh Farkas, Frostbite. And Robbie Gimmel, Storm Builder. I also want to acknowledge a member who has been with the club many years. He has worked tirelessly behind the scenes. He has done so much to improve this holiday, this group, this club, these grounds. Much of it behind the scenes, and we want to give him some acknowledgement. In large part because he has announced that this is his final Groundhog Day as an Inner Circle member. So I want you to say hello, thank you, and goodbye to Mr. Jeff Grube, Sky Painter. A standing ovation. In large part because we don't have seats, but let the record show. I assume someone's keeping record. Is somebody taking notes? Yeah, you, sir? Thank you. Okay. And, of course, I want to acknowledge our governor, Mr. Josh Shapiro. And tasked with our ceremony, Mr. A.J. DeRoom, Rainmaker, his handler. I did it. And the president, Mr. Tom Dunkel, Shingle Shaker. Mr. President.
Are you ready? Now we have a perfect groundhog call. He's going to say groundhog, and you are going to reply groundhog. Are you ready? But better than that, I hope.
I hope so.
Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? Ground hog! Ground hog! Let's do that one more time. Ground hog! Woohoo! Awesome!
That was great. This cane has been handed down from president to president. It gives me the ability to speak groundhogese. That's how I communicate with Phil, through chirps, winks, nods. I'll be able to understand Phil so I can pick the appropriate scroll. And this cane also has some very special meaning to me. My father, Bud Dunkel, carried this very cane through the 1980s and 1990s. So that is pretty cool. Now I'm going to tell you a little bit about what we're about to do here. I'm going to take this cane and I'm going to knock 3 times on the door. His handler, AJ, will pull Phil from his burrow and hold him high for all to see. He will place Phil upon the stump, where Phil and I will have a little talk. And I will pick the appropriate scroll, and it'll be read by the Vice President. If it is shadow I see, it'll be 6 more weeks of winter there will be. No shadow, an early spring. Wow, biased crowd. Gentlemen, are you ready? Daybreaker, please place the royal red carpet. Mr. Vice President, will you place the scrolls? Gentlemen, gather around. Now, it's a tradition that we will shout, Phil, 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 Phil. There he is. There he is. Punxsutawney Phil, ladies and gentlemen.
What's he saying, Tom? Is he talking to you?
Mr. President, we have a scroll.
We have a scroll.
Hear ye, hear ye. Now on this February 2nd, Punxsutawney Phil, the seer of seers, was awakened from his wintry nap at dawn on Gobbler's Knob. Phil looked to the skies and then, speaking in groundhogese, directed this President Dunkel to the proper scroll, which reads, I see the morning has brought the finest people. I see their bravery and spirit. The time has come, I can feel it, the excitement, I can hear it. I see the folks with gray in their hair, and I see the kids all young and scrawny. Their eyes and cheeks aglow from the cold, clean air of sweet Punxsutawney. I see that everyone knows their part, and I am merely the sage. But above all else, I see a shadow on my stage. And so, no matter how you measure, it's 6 more weeks of winter weather.
There you have it.
The moment we've been waiting for. Unfortunately, no early spring.
All right, 6 more weeks of winter from Punxsutawney.
We'll see what Jimmy the Groundhog has to say in Sun Prairie. That's going to be coming to us around 7-11. Again, you can watch that up on channel3000.com.
We're back after this.
A prosecutor, now circuit court judge, Janet Protasewicz.
On the Supreme Court, I'll be a common sense judge. I'll protect public safety. I believe in a woman's freedom to make her own decision on abortion. It's time for a change.
Chicago. Celebrating 25 years of Broadway Razzle Dazzle. The Associated Press calls Chicago the most entertaining musical of the decade. Paint the town again with Chicago the Musical.
At Overture, March 21st through 26th. Tickets at overture.org.
When we designed the all-new Honda Pilot Trail Sport, we made it adventure ready. With features like an enhanced all-wheel drive system and off-road tuned suspension, so you can blaze new trails. The all-new Pilot Trail Sport, the most off-road capable Honda SUV ever. Visit your local Honda dealer where new vehicles are arriving daily. Buy online or reserve from select Honda dealers.
If you think about it, hash browns are the French fries of breakfast.
Who says it's not French fries that are the hash browns of lunch and dinner?
That's also true.
Get your favorite McDonald's breakfast today, like a sausage McMuffin and hash browns or a sausage biscuit with hash browns. Each pairing just $2.50.
Wisconsin. It's easy to take for granted how we warm up. But what if you couldn't warm up so easily? For many, it's a reality they can't ignore. Working families, elderly, disabled, and veterans struggling to keep their heat and power on in the dangerous cold of winter. If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our energy, water, and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safe in your home. No one deserves to suffer when we can help each other.
Announcing Madison Magazine's Best of Madison Readers Poll for 2023. Nominate the Best of Madison online today, including Buck and Honey's in 5 food and drink categories, including Best Restaurant, Catering, and Private Parties. Cast your nominations on MadisonMagazine.com.
Garage doors do not like the cold weather at all. As soon as it gets cold springs, parts will burn.
At Precision, we always come fully stocked. We're able to typically solve most garage door problems within a couple hours.
Precision Door Service, a name you can trust.
I'm voting for Judge Janet Protasewicz for Supreme Court.
She believes in our freedom to make our own decisions when it comes to abortion.
Extremists want to ban abortion,
even in cases of rape and the health of the mother.
Judge Janet Protasewicz is the change Wisconsin needs.
30 more minutes of local news and weather coming up next after the break.
Including your alert day forecast. We're back after this.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
When treating shoulder pain, I think one of the most important things that we need to do is listen to our patients. Most times, just listening to the patient, letting them explain what's been bothering them, I'm able to help confirm a diagnosis.
Hey, I just got a text from my sister. You remember Rick, her neighbor?
Sure. He's the 76-year-old guy who still runs marathons, right?
Sadly, not anymore.
What? You mean...
Mm-hmm. Just like that.
Wow. So sudden. We're not about to have the we need life insurance conversation again, are we?
No, we're having the we're getting coverage so we don't have to worry about it conversation.
So you're calling about the $9.95 a month plan from Colonial Penn?
I am. We put it off long enough. We are getting that $9.95 plan today.
Is it time for you to call about the $9.95 plan? I'm Jonathan from Colonial Penn Life Insurance Company. Sometimes we just need a reminder not to take today for granted. It could be the death of someone you know or a health scare. That's why today could be a great day to call for free information about Colonial Penn's $9.95 plan. If you're age 50 to 85, you can get guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance starting at just $9.95 a month. There are no health questions, so you can't be turned down for any health reason. This is permanent coverage. Just pay your premiums for lifelong security. The $9.95 plan is Colonial Penn's #1 most popular whole life plan. Options start at just $9.95 a month. That's less than 35 cents a day. Your rate can never go up. It's locked in for life. Don't put it off. Take the first easy step. Call today for free information. And you'll also get this free beneficiary planner. So call now.
Call 1-800-290-3399 for your free information and free gift. That's 1-800-290-3399. There's no risk or obligation. That number again is 1-800-290-3399. 1-800-290-3399. Call now.
Hello, Colonial Penn?
PBS Wisconsin presents the 2023 Garden and Landscape Expo, February 10th through 12th at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison. Join us for an exhibitor mall, photo competition, and get your hands in the dirt with stage demos and more. Plus, say hello to Nature Cat and Daniel Tiger in our kids and family area. Information and schedule at wigardenexpo.com. See you there.
When treating shoulder pain, I think one of the most important things that we need to do is listen to our patients. Most times, just listening to the patient, letting them explain what's been bothering them, I'm able to help confirm a diagnosis.
Welcome to News 3 Now this morning on this February 2nd.
We are live in Sun Prairie as Jimmy the Groundhog is getting ready to make his prediction about what we'll see. We just saw Puxatawny, Phil, out in Puxatawny, Pennsylvania. See his shadow, so we have 6 more weeks of winter.
Unfortunately,
right?
no early spring according to Punxsutawney Phil, but will Jimmy the Groundhog come through?
That's right. We got another chance.
We're thinking local here. We've got faith in Jimmy that we're going to have an early spring. We're told that ceremony is set to begin at 7:11 this morning, so that is after News 3 Now this morning. But you can watch that live on Channel 3000 Plus and our YouTube channel as well. And of course, we'll have continuing coverage. This is always a big day for Sun Prairie as well, up at Cannery Square.
Highlighting a very important community in our viewing area, and I love the tradition about it. Everything about it is just exactly what you want to see on local TV. On a morning like this, as we welcome you in here, Kelly Slifka with your first warn forecast this morning. And Kelly, not too bad out there this morning. If it was off one day either way, it would have been very frigid out there.
Yeah, this is probably the mildest weather they could have expected all week long. And temperatures right now in Madison are sitting at 18. You got to remember, yesterday morning we were just sitting below 0. We do have some colder temperatures in the Wisconsin River Valley, and that's just simply the winds have gone calm in some locations. But we do have enough of a wind that's keeping the temperature up a little bit. We do have an alert day. It goes into effect tonight, continuing right through tomorrow as we have some bitterly cold air on the way and already arriving this evening. So it's not too bad right now, but after the sun goes down, you're going to really notice that northwest wind putting wind chill values below 0 already this evening, maybe getting close to 30 below 0 by this time tomorrow morning. So we'll see the sun this morning into the early afternoon hours, but you will notice that a northwest wind kick in. That will actually drop our temperatures throughout the afternoon through the teens and even into the single numbers as we go into the early evening with that northwest wind chill values already dropping below 0. Headed off to the bus stop, make sure the kids have a pretty good jacket. Even though headed off to school this morning, yeah, it's cold, but not bitterly cold, and that wind will make it feel a lot colder as we head home from school. That northwest wind will be up there at 10 to 20. A cold day tomorrow, but will last into the weekend. More coming up.
All right, Kelly, thank you. Remember, you can always track that hour-by-hour forecast by using our First Warn Weather app. It is free. Just go to your app store to download it right now. New developments in a deadly shooting in Iowa County. The suspect telling deputies his gun accidentally went off when he was picking it up. Timothy Sontig is charged with homicide by intoxicated use of a firearm. The sheriff's office is keeping the name of the woman a secret because her family requested it. The shooting happened last week at Sontig's house in the town of Wyoming. Deputies say Sontig was kneeling next to the woman's body with his hands up. Deputies reported he smelled of alcohol and showed signs of intoxication at the scene. Sontig is set to make an initial court appearance this morning.
Dane County wants to help you save some money when you go green. A lot of folks who qualify for thousands of dollars worth of incentives to go green on home or the road maybe don't even know about it. So that's why Dane County has developed a new web page to help out. It has information on all the types of funding that you're eligible for. A lot of home improvement projects like solar and geothermal qualify for a 30% tax credit, as well as residents and businesses qualifying for tax credits and buying electric vehicles. You can find the full story and link to save that money on our website.
New this morning, Wisconsin is at the top of the list when it comes to the states with the best dental health. Wallet Hub ranks the Badger State at #1, just ahead of Illinois in that new survey. They compared the 50 states and the District of Columbia across 26 metrics. The data set ranges from the share of kids who visited a dentist in the past year to dental treatment costs and dentists per capita. The District of Columbia and Minnesota round out the top 4.
A new study says that eating more ultra-processed foods raises the risk of developing and even dying from cancer, especially ovarian cancer. The study followed nearly 200,000 people in the UK. Overly processed foods include prepackaged soups, sauces, frozen pizza, and ready-to-eat meals, as well as hot dogs, sausages, French fries, sodas, store-bought cookies, cakes, candies, donuts, ice cream, all the tasty stuff,
all the good stuff.
Each 10% increase in ultra-processed food consumption was associated with a 2% increase in developing any cancer and a 19% increased risk of being diagnosed with ovarian cancer.
New immunization requirements for child care centers have started. Are your kids up to date on their shots? A new CDC report shows Wisconsin is one of the states that saw the largest drop in vaccination rates. This is due to a hold put in place during the pandemic. If you need help finding a local provider or clinic, you can call 211 or the Vaccines for Children program to find low or no cost vaccines for children who are uninsured, underinsured, Medicaid eligible, Alaskan Indian, or Native American.
Madison Street's division's taking advantage of this brief warm-up. They're going to start spot salting the main thoroughfares that still have slippery spots from all that compacted snow and ice. This will only happen, though, in the city's so-called salt routes, which does include areas around schools and hospitals.
1 in 3 UW system students say they feel pressured to agree with a particular opinion in class. That is just one of the things we're learning from the results of a UW system free speech survey that prompted a lot of controversy. Our Braden Ross read through that 97-page report and shares more of the results of that survey.
More than 10,000 students across the UW system responded to the free speech survey last fall. They were asked about everything from their comfort sharing opinions in class to controversial speakers on campus. For the most part, students said that faculty create an atmosphere supportive of freedom of expression.
And I tell all the students, you leave your politics out front. I will leave mine out front as well. We're going to have a discussion, and I want everybody to be able to say what they want to say in here. Okay, and don't worry about the consequences from me.
But more than half said they wouldn't share their opinions on a controversial topic in class, even if they wanted to. 1 in 3 students said administrators should disinvite public speakers if some students find the speaker's message offensive.
I think we have a problem where some people believe that it's all right to use the university to stop speech with which they disagree. And I think universities have to take a concerted effort to say, no, that is not what we're going to do here.
I think students are within their kind of rights to protest speakers. I think the problem is that universities don't have a process for making sure it's not just the squeaky wheel, right? It's 2 students and the speaker is disinvited.
Some panelists also pointed out the results showed stark differences in responses based on political views.
The difference in how students feel on campus, whether they are conservative or liberal, that is probably the most dramatic difference in the results that are here in the survey. So
That was Braden Ross reporting. As far as next steps, the university says they'll be using the results of the survey to inform changes that promote civil dialogue on campus.
A new art exhibit opens up tonight highlighting the experience of black women. It features work from several local artists in multiple mediums titled Protecting the Black Woman. The event, put on by Madison College's Black Women's Affinity Group, is free to attend. It's from 6 to 8 this evening at Gallery at Truax on Wright Street. It'll be on display through the end of the month.
Well, watch this. Here's the setup for all of the two well-known hockey fight. This happened at the Colorado Veteran League game where the two players make the setup, throw off the gloves, and play rock, paper, scissors.
I love that.
Sources say the players have been friends for years.
Not what you expected.
You see those gloves go down, and I was expecting a little bit more bloodshed there, but...
It's even funnier when it's sped up. Like, it's playing at like twice speed, so it's like... Anyway.
Get a
Good
kick
stuff.
out of that.
Good stuff.
All right, live look outside right now. 6:40 is your time on a Thursday morning. Traffic moving along just fine, but we have another alert day in the forecast for tonight and tomorrow morning for dangerous cold. One more round, Kelly says. He's going to time it out in his forecast.
And area restaurants coming together to support local food banks.
Right now is absolutely the best time of year to buy furniture, and Slumberland Furniture is the best place during our huge President's Sale. Check out this gorgeous sectional, and it comes with a free ottoman, plus so much more during our huge President's Sale at Slumberland Furniture.
This is it. The countdown has begun. The final days of Denny's Jewelers retirement sale are here. The last markdown has been made. All fine finished jewelry is now being sacrificed up to 70% off store-wide. All must go. Nothing held back. This is Denny's Jewelers sale of a lifetime. The final days of Pete Denny's retirement sale are here at Denny's Jewelers. This is your last chance to save up to 70% off before the sale is over. Denny's Jewelers retirement sale, 1903 Cayuga Street, Middleton.
Look! It's easy to say things. Anyone can do that.
Look closer.
Meaning what you say, that's a little harder. And a little harder to find. But at US Cellular, when we say you get unlimited data for $29.99 per line, we don't mean only if you get 4 lines. We mean $29.99 per line, even 1. Plus, every plan is price protected for every customer.
Hi, I'm Tim O'Brien, owner of The Healthy Place. I'm excited to tell you about our new Wild Theory CBD products that will get you high fives from everyone you know. Wild Theory's new groundbreaking formula has higher levels of the good stuff, and it packs surprising results. Is it legal in Wisconsin? Of course. Is it potent? You bet. Will you love it? I'm sure of it. Stop by one of our Madison locations or visit findyourhealthyplace.com, type in high five, and our website will hook you up.
Wisconsin. It's easy to take for granted how we warm up. But what if you couldn't warm up so easily? For many, it's a reality they can't ignore. Working families, elderly, disabled, and veterans struggling to keep their heat and power on in the dangerous cold of winter. If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our energy, water, and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safe in your home. No one deserves to suffer when we can help each other.
Looking at mattresses?
Buying a mattress can be uncomfortable. That's why Slumberland has modernized the process. Right now at our huge President's Sale, get this Sealy Posturepedic mattress for $5.99. Slumberland, mattress shopping reinvented.
An area home renter facing eviction over an unexpected rent hike.
When I looked at it, to me, it was a strong arm tactic.
As rent prices rise, at times without proper maintenance or amenities to match, what can tenants do to protect themselves and stay in their homes?
35% of people in the country are renting, so it really does impact so many people.
Naomi Coles looks into how action by the federal government could hold the keys to a new set of renters' rights. Tonight on News 3 Now at 10. You're watching News 3 Now this morning.
We're back with more local news at 6:44. Dozens of Madison area restaurants are taking part in a food drive this month to help those in need. More than 30 restaurants, part of the nonprofit Madison Originals Association, will be collecting non-perishable food items through the month of February. It'll all benefit a variety of food banks and other groups. The idea is to encourage those who are already going out to eat to bring a donation with them.
Okay, let's get to Kelly Slifka and your first warn forecast. We have an alert day in that forecast, Kelly.
Yeah, especially tonight into tomorrow. Right now, we do have a wind chill advisory in effect going into this evening. It starts to the west and eventually moves on to the east later this evening, and that continues right through noon Friday. So we've got some bitterly cold wind chills on the way. That's why we have an alert day going into effect tonight through tomorrow. Looks like wind chill values by tomorrow morning could be dropping close to 30 below zero, so a dangerous start to the morning tomorrow. And once again, all of southern Wisconsin is under this alert day. Wind chills actually this evening could be starting to drop below zero. Here we are, wind chill future track, looking at wind chill values around 10 below early this evening, getting close to 25 below, if not even a little bit colder in some spots starting off the morning. So it's going to be brutally cold in the morning. It will get better gradually, but probably not until the late afternoon as those winds start to come down tomorrow. Right now, it's not too bad. Temperatures still in the teens, 18 in Madison and Janesville. We do have some colder spots in those valley locations like Lone Rock, but most of us across Dane County are in the teens, even up to 20 degrees right now in Middleton. Oregon at 16, Stoughton 17, and Cottage Grove currently 16. So not too bad this morning, but make sure you have a heavier jacket later today as you're headed home from work or school, because temperatures will top out around the noon hour and then slowly fall as we get into the late afternoon into the evening, and those northwest winds will make it feel colder. We may see a band of some clouds roll in as that cold front pushes through. Low 20s early this afternoon, but those temperatures continue to fall. In fact, as we go in the early evening, already starting to drop into the single numbers. So one last blast of some of that cold air comes in tonight through tomorrow, but it quickly retreats by Saturday. We're going to be above freezing. So we've got the alert day tomorrow, your first warn forecast. Looking into the weekend, we are looking at some 30s returning and no bitterly cold air. In fact, we may see a little bit of rain mixed with some snow Monday into Tuesday.
All right, Kelly, thank you. It is almost the weekend in the 608, so let's see what's happening across the Madison area. The Frozen Assets Festival and fundraiser is underway this weekend, and that includes the Frozen Assets 5K Run Walk happening on Lake Mendota this Saturday. It is the only event of its kind in North America that takes place entirely on a frozen lake. Since 2012, Frozen Assets has raised more than $1.2 million for lake improvement projects, educational programs, and water quality monitoring. The festival runs from 10 to 3 on Saturday, right out from the Edgewater Hotel. Tomorrow night is the first Friday on Monroe Street. You can experience the magic of Monroe Street on the first Friday evening of every month. Participating shops and retail stores will be open later, so you can enjoy all that this unique slice of Madison has to offer. From pop-ups to ice cream and live music to a wide selection of eateries, there's a little something for everyone. The ice castles in Lake Geneva officially open on Saturday. They were supposed to open last weekend, but the milder than typical temps we saw in January delayed their work and that opening. There are caves, tunnels, and tower sculptures all made from ice located at the Geneva National Resort. There's also going to be a horse-drawn sleigh ride trail, new lighting features, and winter characters to interact with the guests. Those ice castles, which first appeared in 2019, typically remain open through the month of February. Tickets can be purchased on the Ice Castles website. Remember, we are your home for happenings in the 608. You can go to channel3000.com/in-the-608 to see our features. There's also the community calendar in partnership with our friends over at Madison Magazine. We talked about it earlier, too. The Super Bowl is happening on Saturday.
That's right.
So you're going to be serving up soup, Madison West High School, 2 to 3 o'clock on Saturday, all for a good cause.
Good plug right there. That's all you need to know. It's a great value, folks. $50 can serve a family of 4. You each get a one-of-a-kind handmade bowl to go along with your soup. There's also salad and bread that's included in that. You're helping out a great local cause. It's Habitat for Humanity. They do such good work here in southern Wisconsin. That money stays local. So come on out, and I'll try not to slop any soup on your clothes.
You did good with the ladle yesterday.
A little practice yesterday helped. It really did. So I'd love to see you.
Celebrity soup server.
Yeah, they use that term loosely. They do. Don't forget to let Josh know what inspires you. Reach out to him on social media or email him for a chance to be featured. The FBI keeps searching for classified documents at President Biden's homes. The new developments coming up in the morning sprint.
And we are live in Sun Prairie this morning as we await Jimmy the Groundhog's prediction on whether or not we'll see an early spring. That'll be coming up next.
Sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
Hey Hey, Wisconsin, the Friends and Family Sale is going on now at Ashley. To thank you for your loyal support over the last 54 years, you pay what our friends and family pay and not a penny more. Find furniture up to 60% off. Plus, take a bonus 15% off our sale prices at checkout at Ashley.
A prosecutor, now Circuit Court Judge, Janet Protasewicz.
On the Supreme Court, I'll be a common sense judge. I'll protect public safety. I believe in a woman's freedom to make her own decision on abortion. It's time for a change.
I received this necklace as a gift from a man who was just like a father to me. He had 2 sons and no daughters, and I have no father. I never thought I would have anyone to walk me down the aisle. This is the moment that Ryan gave me away to my husband. I love this so much because that was the first time a father chose me as a daughter.
Express your extraordinary love. Jared, love brilliantly.
Oof, gotta get rid of this.
Tell me why.
'Cause it stinks.
Tell me why.
I don't know, I've washed it so many times.
Tell me why.
No, you tell me why I can't get rid of this odor.
Have you tried new Downy Rinse and Refresh?
It doesn't just cover up odors, it helps remove them 3 times better than detergent alone.
I guess the odor went bye-bye.
Nope, that's not us.
Sorry.
Rinse odor away with new Downy Rinse and Refresh.
Monona Plumbing and Fire Protection, a name you can trust when service is a must.
Monona Plumbing and Fire Protection is here 24 hours a day.
7 days a week for all your residential and commercial plumbing services.
From installation, repairs, and maintenance to complete sewer and drain cleaning, we've got you covered.
Visit MononaPFP.com.
Monona Plumbing and Fire Protection, a name you can trust when service is a must.
Garage doors don't like the cold weather, but if it breaks, Precision Garage Door is always ready.
Does not matter if it's raining or snowing or any kind of other weather conditions, we're going to get it done on the same day. We know how important that is to our customers.
Precision Door Service, a name you can trust.
Introducing Sass, Sauce and Shells, a bold new restaurant on Madison's Capitol Square, combining the best of barbecue and shelled seafood by Chef Joe Perkins. Add a little sass to your lunch or dinner plans today. Open 7 days a week.
I'm voting for Judge Janet Protasewicz for Supreme Court.
She believes in our freedom to make our own decisions when it comes to abortion.
Extremists want to ban abortion,
even in cases of rape and the health of the mother.
Judge Janet Protasewicz is the change Wisconsin needs.
This is it, Wisconsin. Ashley's Mattress Marathon starts now. Save up to 75% off top mattress brands like Beautyrest, Serta, Purple, Tempur-Pedic, and more while supplies last. Happening now at Wisconsin's #1 mattress retailer, Ashley.
Watch News 3 now at 6 with Eric, Charlotte, Gary, and Zach. Weeknights.
6:52, time for the morning sprint.
We start with a live look this morning at Cannery Square in Sun Prairie, where we are just minutes away from Jimmy the Groundhog and his prediction on whether or not we will see an early spring. It is Groundhog Day, the all-important day for Sun Prairie folks. You can see folks gathering at this hour. According to officials there, that ceremony is set to begin at 7:11. Of course, that's after News 3 Now this morning, but we will be streaming that live on Channel 3000 Plus. We'll also have continuing coverage later today on News 3 Now.
Andrea Will is the new district attorney for Dodge County. Governor Evers announcing that she'll be filling the vacancy left by Kirk Klomberg after his resignation. Will is going to serve until the end of the term in January of 2025. She has served as the Waukesha County District Attorney for the last 15 years.
Authorities in northeast Wisconsin have ended their search for a missing teen after recovering a frozen body. 17-year-old Danella Veaquez was reported missing Sunday in Green Bay. Officials say she went in the ditch and was stuck in negative wind chills. They believe she died of hypothermia, but an autopsy is planned today. Foul play is not suspected. For $10, you can tour the only underground railroad museum in Wisconsin. In honor of Black History Month, we're highlighting the Milton Museum. This underground railroad location helped free thousands of slaves. Usually, underground railroad locations only had 2 operators, but in Milton, that entire community helped out.
Ice started forming just after Thanksgiving on Sturgeon Fishing Hub, Lake Winnebago, and officials say the ice is not as thick as it needs to be. The Quinny Fishing Club president says you should take your time driving on the lake, only travel about 10 or 15 miles an hour on the ice, and take your seatbelt off in case you go through.
President Biden's personal attorney says the FBI found no documents with classified markings during a planned search of the president's beach home in Delaware. This is part of the ongoing investigation into potential mishandling of classified documents. The FBI has now searched 3 known locations linked to the president.
The guilt or innocence of the final former police officer accused in the murder of George Floyd is in the hands of a judge now. Tutau opted to take his case directly to Judge Peter Cahill instead of having a trial by jury. In videos from the scene, Tutau is the one restraining the crowd and mostly has his back to the officers and Floyd. The judge's decision is expected sometime this month.
Memphis celebrated the life of Tyree Nichols at his funeral Wednesday. The 29-year-old father died 3 weeks ago after police violently beat him during a traffic stop. The family's attorney, Ben Crump, announcing a new section would be added to the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act in honor of Tyree Nichols. It will make officers responsible to intervene if a fellow officer is doing something illegal.
Grubhub and other food delivery apps make things easier when you don't want to cook, but a Michigan 6-year-old accidentally placed an order for $1,000. Oof. Mason Stonehouse ordered $429 worth of pizza, rice, and 12 orders of chili cheese fries. Mason's father said he hopes parents learn from this situation.
That poor dad.
All right, so your first warn forecast, we are looking at an alert day going into effect tonight right through tomorrow. We do expect some bitterly cold wind chills to develop already overnight right through tomorrow morning. Those wind chills could get close to 30 below zero about this time tomorrow morning. All of southern Wisconsin will feel the effects of that. Right now, not too bad this morning. This is the mildest morning we've had all week long. Right now, 18 in Madison, 18 in Janesville. A little bit cooler, obviously, in the Wisconsin River Valley. Planning your day, just make sure you have that heavier coat because it will get colder as the afternoon wears on. That northwest wind will put the wind chill value below zero as we head into the evening after sunset. So your first warn forecast, breezy today, 23, but that'll occur early this afternoon. Alert day tomorrow with those wind chill values remaining below zero all day. But it does get a little bit milder. Dry weather for the weekend with temperatures in the 30s and maybe some rain or snow early next week.
Okay, you can live stream Jimmy the Groundhog on channel3000.com.